Greetings one and all, William Theo here, homegrown and happy to be bringing you the latest breaking events all over the planet, the newsmakers behind them and other stories of note over the last several hours. We begin with the other war that's been totally eclipsed by Israel's war against Hamas in the condemned city of Gaza, where per latest UN polling shows the Ukraine standing up more effectively and efficiently to the airstrikes launched by Moscow. And while the Ukraine has vastly improved in thwarting airstrikes all over the country and elsewhere, there is no word or indication Moscow will take a breather or launch even more airstrikes this month. Instead, the Ukraine is ramping up its defensive strikes against missile and drone attacks, as evidenced by last night's haul of 18 of 23 drones and 1 missile fired by Russia at its territory overnight. Attacks were attempted in Lviv, Mykolaiv, and Kherson, and local government officials expect ramp-up airstrikes as winter approaches and freezing temperatures get commonplace. Continued funding in the amount of at least $60 billion for Ukraine's defense against Russia's invasion looks bleak and is in limbo at the House of Representatives, where GOP lawmakers have vowed to block it at the plenary. VOA News correspondent Arash Arabasadi reports.
Sunday in Kherson, Ukraine. Officials report 1 fatality and 7 injuries after Russian shelling in the region. Just days earlier in the Donetsk region, at least 10 injuries and 1 fatality in a 6-missile attack were reported. Ukraine's interior minister said Russian forces fired into the territory. Russia's invasion of Ukraine appears headed into a 3rd year. Ukraine's government continues pressing allies for financial and material support, but in the United States, that may soon come to an end. Congress has yet to appropriate a long-term measure to fund the federal government, instead passing a short-term measure called a continuing resolution lasting just into the new year. Top military brass say that jeopardizes national security while urging Congress to pass a full-year financial appropriation.
That's the single best thing that Congress can do to strengthen our national defense. You know, our competitors don't have to operate under continuing resolutions, and so doing so erodes both our security and our ability to compete. And I also urge you to pass our urgent supplemental budget request to help fund our national security needs, to stand by our partners in danger, and to invest in our defense industrial base.
Failure to pass a long-term spending plan may have serious implications for continued wartime support for both Ukraine and Israel, a fact not lost on Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky. In a recent interview, Zelensky said Ukraine must not allow the world to forget that, like Israel, his country is fighting for its survival, and doing so before a winter phase of combat sets in. At the ongoing UN Climate Conference, or COP28, NATO Secretary General Jens Stoltenberg said the clear message from NATO allies was continued support for Ukraine.
So it will be a big tragedy for the Ukrainians if President Putin wins, but it will be dangerous also for us, because the message that he and other authoritarian leaders then will get is that when they use military force, when they invade another country, when they violate international law, they get what they want.
The comment comes amid the extended detention of Russian-American reporter Alsu Kurmashiva. She is a Prague-based journalist working for Radio Free Europe, Radio Liberty, which, like Voice of America, receives its funding from the U.S. Congress. Russia has charged her with failing to register as a foreign agent, a throwback to Cold War-era espionage. Back in Ukraine's Zaporizhia region, police bring residents small stoves donated by the Netherlands. In a mostly elderly community that has refused to leave despite no electricity, gas, or water, these stoves could be the lifeline for cooking and warmth as another winter at war sets in. Arash Arabasadi, VOA News.
At this point in time, let's turn our attention to my news colleague up north in Pine City Station for the latest developments in the Cordilleras. Ala?
Pilipinas, epektibon inton bigat December 5 ti wage increase para kadagiti manggmangged iti pribado o sektor a pakiramanan dagiti domestic helper wenno kasambahay. Agbalinan 430 pesos ti inaldaw a minimum wage iti pribado a sektor iti entero aryon. Nupay kasta, may laksid iti implementasyon daytoy dagiti retail wenno service establishments ngadan iti nabababangem sa nga pulo a workers ken dagiti establishmento a nakaroan apektaran iti natural calamities wenno human-induced disasters. Kabiyata na, may nayon mutlang iti 400 pesos ti binulan a sweldo dagiti domestic worker. Manipod 4,500 pesos, agbalinan a 4,900 pesos. Karaman dito'y dagiti general house help, yaya, cook, gardener, laundry person ken asinuman ngagtrabaho iti uneg ti maysa a household. Nagpaligipmat ti Regional Tripartite Wages and Productivity Board Cordillera iti umili ang mabilinda nga iasideg iti dole dagiti employer asan sumurot iti wage increase.
Sila ho ang i-implement po nun or sila ho ang bahala doon para sa implementation po ng wage order. Laging bukas po ang office. For the copy naman po ng wage order natin, mayroon ho tayo doon sa office po. We are located at the 3rd floor sa Dole Building po sa Cabinet Hill.
Iti sa Balya Damag, manibot iti nasrok 25,000 passers iti November 2023 Philippine Nurses Licensure Examination. Nakastrek iti top 10 ti BSU alumnus ken 2 na SLU alumni. May isa kadagiti rank 3 ni Dusty Tanghin Kawi ang nagturpos iti Benguet State University ken nakagunod iti 90.60% rating. Rank 10 ni Paula Angela Vinluan Estepa ang nakaala iti 89.20% rating. Rank 9 met ni Richelle Faith Dampil Kayabyab nga dan iti rating nga 89.40%. Agpadada nga alumni ti St. Louis University. Kabiyatan na nabibigmat kas top performing school ti BSU ang nakilista iti 100% passing rate by a rank 4 top performing school ti SLU nga dan iti 99.26% passing rate. Dagiti damdamag manipo dito'y PTV Cordillera, siyak ni Ana Sunduan, naimbag Arabi.
Thank you, Ala, and that is a wrap for tonight. We look forward to tomorrow night's presentation of the latest breaking events worldwide. Keep in mind to always give thanks, aim high, work hard, be of use while you catch the news right here on PTV4. A restful night to all of you.